Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, what's going on, everybody? Tonight, we're going to talk about the ZBNC or the Zebec Network because this is one of the moments where the market starts asking very important questions. Excuse me. This is just another pump, or is Zebec actually entering a completely different phase? Because when you look at what's going on right now, you got two major bullish narratives colliding at the same time. Number one, the final token unlock is done. Number two, Zebec just launched a major stellar expansion that could put its real time payroll model in front of much bigger global payment audience. This is where people are paying attention. This is why a Zebec is getting hot again. And this is why tonight we're going to break it down. What's the final unlock actually means, why stellar move matters so much, and whether price action is real momentum or just hype, and what could come next for the Zebec network. Slash the like button, drop your price targets in the chat, and let's get straight to it. So, let's see here. We'll go to the sponsor real quick, but I just realized I gotta put something on the posting. Let me just make something real quick. So thanks for joining. Let me know in the comments what you think the next price prediction is. And thanks for joining this evening. And let's get to it. Let me start the screen share and see what we can see. So this is Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is the sponsor for the BTM Crypto News Network. Currently 24/7 human support for Caleb and Brown. You actually get a real person, not an automation, not a prompt, not an IVR, an actual person that answers the phone to help you along your crypto journey. And you get a one-on-one broker, so you actually get a person to help you, so you don't have to start over every single time you call, which I think is pretty cool. And the broker can help you understand your crypto, so you don't have to use your passwords and your foreign keys or your key phrase. The brokerage actually stores it for you and does self custody the crypto. A lot of issues with custody and crypto. So if you're new to the market, this will be a good place to start. You can look at my link in the description. If you wanted to sign up, I think you get a small discount by using my link. But this is, of course, ZBCN. And like I told you guys before, I'm not new to this. I am true to this. And actually, I don't have any ZBCN gear yet. So I got my X gear on. But I was telling you guys back in January, of which I'll show you the videos. In this video, we're talking about ZBCN. And like I told you guys before, I'm not new to this. I am true to this. And actually, I don't have any ZBCN gear yet. So I got my X gear on. But I was telling you guys back in January, of which I'll show you the video, talking about new to this. I am true to this. And actually, I don't have any ZBCN gear yet. So I got my X gear on. But I was telling you guys, me going through the video from earlier. That's an old video. Just had to throw that out there just in case. Let me see. Got to turn the camera back on. Something's weird happened with the camera. For some reason, it goes in and out lately. I don't know what's going on, but you can hear me, so that's the good part. And I guess we can make it work. So thanks for joining. Here's another quick short, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, that's weird. Why is there no sound here? Oh, I know why. Dang it. Stupid stage. Let's see here. But it still would be playing on the video, so I don't know why there's no video sound here. That's weird. Because I was low key just listening to this guy. Uh, Maybe that does it.
Zebec ZBCN is making some massive moves in 2026, and we're just getting started. In this video, we're going to talk about the recent announcement that Stellar has chosen Zebec as the stablecoin global infrastructure provider. Let that sink into how massive that really is, especially when we're talking about partnering with a network like Stellar XLM. This is huge. This is exciting. This is proving that Zebec is on the right track. And if you've been following Zebec for some time now, you too have been on the right track. Additionally, in this video, we're going to talk about the recent announcements with Zebec and Crypto.com and what they are doing for retirements. This is huge. I think we're going to see a lot more news stories coming from Zebec. They're just now getting started. Let's not waste any more time.
Oh, wow. Actually, I thought this was a short. This is a whole freaking video. How did I mess that up? I'm tripping. I guess we'll start with the bubbles and go from there. Yeah, I kind of missed the boat on that one because I thought it was just a regular short. I don't know how this was in the short category. So you can see here on the bubbles, the market's pretty green today. Looks like Caspa is up 33.5%. Powell's up 9.8. Zcash is up 3.9. World Liberty Financial is up 6.3 on the day, 0.7 on the hour, down 3.1 on the week, down 13% on the month to 10 cents. Stronghold's up 2.2%, 0.4 on the hour, down 8.3 on the week, down 20.8 on the month, down 47.5 on the year to 004. Jasmine's up 5.2. ZK is up 2.8. XPR is up 1.2. Caspa's down 4%. HBAR is up 3.5. Lithium is up 3.8. XDC is up 3.7. Solana is up 5.1 a day, down 0.7 on the hour, down 5.2 on the week, down up 6.7 on the month, and down 30.4 on the year to $91.02. Link's up 3.9, Near's up 2%, Undo's up 2.1, Flux is up, what is that, 0.8? Safe is up 5.7. Canon Network is up 1.4, down 0.1 on the hour, down 7.1 on the week, and down 10.2 on the month to 14 cents. Avast is up 5 cents. XLEM Stellar is up 5.8 on the day, down 0.2 on the hour, down 6.2 for the week, down up 3.4 on the month, down 41.1 on the year to 16 cents. Ton is up 4.4. Flare's up 1.4. Satoshi's is up 3. Nero's up 3.1. Bitcoin SC is up 2.5. Helium is up 15. Cardano's up 3.4. Aerodrome Financials woke up. It is up 13.6. AIOZ is up 1.7. BitTensor Tile, I got a BitTensor Tile video you might want to check out, is up to $289.18, up 9.6 on the day, up 0.3 on the hour, up 4.4 on the week, up 60.2 on the month. Let's go. And up 13.8 on the year. People said it might get to 1,000. Nexo's up 2.3. Pith is up 2.5. XCN is up 5.1 on the day, down 14.1 on the week, up 3.7 on the month, and down 53.1 on the year. Ethereum Classic is up 5.8. Swarms is up 2.6. Gala is up 3.4. Filecoin is up 8.3. FET is up 9%. AIXBT is up 1.9. And Chronos, which is Coinbase, is up 2.3. Now over to the big boys. Bitcoin is 70,525, up 3.5 on the day, down 0.2 on the hour, down 6.2 on the week, up 3.6 on the month, and down 17.2 on the year. Moving forward, Ethereum is up 3.9 on the day, down 0.2 on the hour, down 9.3 on the week, up 8.4 on the month, and up 7.6 on the year to 2,148. And of course, XRP is up 3% on the day, unchanged on the hour, down 7.5 on the week, unchanged on the month, and still down 40.4 on the year to $1.43. And of course, ZBCN, our favorite payroll processor, is up 8.2 on the day, almost 10%, unchanged on the hour, up 20.8 on the week, up 15.9 on the month, and up 96.5 on the year to 0024. Let's go. Pushing towards that 003 sooner than later. So keeping it moving. Going over to Live Coin Watch. Live Coin Watch says Zebec is down 0.3 on the hour, up 7.81 on the day, up 19.9, almost 20% on the week, up 13.3 for the month, down 12.32 for the quarter, and still up 92% on the year. Slightly edging out Ethereum for the year. Current holders is 98,754. So we're probably going to hit 100,000 probably before Easter. So for 4 hours, we added 41. 12 hours, we added 68. For the day, it's NA, which is weird. How come we don't have numbers for the day? 3 days, up 411. 7 days, up 1,547. 2 weeks, 2,202, which is weird. And for 30 days, we're back to over 3,000 where I like it. 3,298. Let's freaking go. Coin market cap is showing. Oh man, why do I always close the windows? I'm about to go. I hate that. So on coin market cap, the crypto on the day is up 2.7 to 2.41 trillion. CNC 20 is $146.08, up 3.64. Fear and greed is back in fear. It was at neutral. Now it's sliding back to fear. Altcoin season is 45 out of 100, pulling back towards Bitcoin slightly. And the average crypto RSI is 48.7, getting right back in the middle there as well. So coin market cap shows ZBIC at the 0024, up 9.49%. Market cap is 259.3 mil won, almost back up to 250 mil market cap. Let's go. Up 9.5% on the day. 24-hour trading volume is 7.9 million, up 6.79%. And we will see. So this is a Zebec on the 4-hour. Looks like RSI is 57.4. Average RSI moving average is 51.6. Looks like we are bearish and losing volume on the 4-hour. And the RSI is above the RSI base moving average, which signals what is this? Dang it, why always get this backwards? Signals oversold category, which is weird. Let me see where were we? So on the 15-minute chart, looks like it's bearish on the 15-minute chart as well. Our size 53.8. Got a couple of red candles on the 15-minute. On the 45-minute, it's bullish. Blues above red, building volume on the 45-minute. On the 2 hour, oh man, what the freak? 2 hours also bullish, building volume on the 2 hour. And we already started with the 4 hour. So it looks like things are coming down on the 4 hour chart. So make sure you sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network. Before we get too crazy, let's check this clarity. This is not financial advice. I'm here to break down news, the tokenomics, the business model, and the narrative. And if you're following Zebec for a while, you already know this project has always been trying to build something around a bigger speculation. Zebec's whole pitch is real-time payroll, payment rails, cards, PayFi infrastructure, and on its homepage, Zebec says it supports about 500 million in annual payroll volume, 250 enterprise clients, 50,000 plus monthly users on off-chain, and 18 plus chains with 150 integrated tokens. So the bull case is here, not just the number goes up. The bull case is, can Zebec turn real world payroll and payments into sustained demand for Zebec? So let's see here what is happening with the price. What up, Silver? What's going on with your fam? BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go. Let's go BTM. Smash the like and subscribe, of course. Zebec. Thank you, Silver, the hardest working viewer in crypto. Big shout out to my main man, Silver Days. Thanks for joining, and thank you for your continual support. It's been some up and downs, been some craziness, been some madness, but you continue to show up. So appreciate you guys. And big shout out to you, Silver. So let me see here, just trying to add some folks here, see if we can rally some troops. See what's going on here as well. What's going on? That was something. Just reading the article. Not too crazy. So getting back to X, make sure you join the BTM Crypto News Network on X, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's start with the part that everybody sees, the price. At this time, I checked. CoinMarketCap says Zebec is at the 0024, roughly up 8.9% in the past 24 hours, with a market cap around 247.7 million. It says 49.3. And circling supply is just under 100 billion max supply. Circle supply is right under 100 billion at 99.9. That part matters because the market is now looking at the token that is basically a full distribution. And when the token reaches this stage, the conversion changes. Before people ask, where are most tokens coming from? How much sell pressure is still ahead? What happens when the insiders unlock? But once you get a point, dang it, once you get a point where the project itself says the final scheduled unlock is complete. The conversion becomes what happens if demand rises while no new supply is entering the market. That's very difficult market structure, and that's the one reason the chart is getting more attention. Do you think this move is just hype, or do you think the market is finally repricing a Zebec closely? So let me know what you guys think about that in the chat. Gonna throw that in the chat for right now and see. And we'll go on over to um, X and see if there is any new information. And maybe I get a camera that actually stays on for once, but keeping it moving. This is I posted this yesterday. Global financial movement meets real payroll utility. That's the power of Stellar and Zebec. This is how crypto starts looking like infrastructure, not just a trade. The future is being built right now. Conviction. So this is Stellar and Zebec makes sense working together. One is built for moving value, and the other is built for modern payroll and payments. That means more utility, more attention, more reasons for people to take both ecosystems seriously. The gas is on. So thanks everyone that saw this and liked it. Uh let's see, this is the Zebec, the payroll. This is the Stellar. I was looking at this for some reason. I just can't get the freaking logo right, man. I don't know what's going on here. But keeping it moving. It's true. So the truth hurts. So shout out to 314 Crypto and Zero Mancer, sir. I'm not even sure what that even says. Um, the chart for Zebec is looking fire right now. Time to drop news and kickstart the bull run. This is the Zebec Network, streaming payments, DeFi treasury management, permissionless payroll powered the future of finance. Shout out to ZBCN legend. This is the ZBCN man, the hardest working man in Zebec. Big things are coming for Zebec Nation. We're leveling up the network and the podcast with two new regular hosts joining the crew at the Zebec Nation podcast. This is Mr. Foresight and Crypto Star Rails. I think I see his videos from time to time. Both bring serious insight, a fresh perspective, and the kind of energy that takes this community to another level. This isn't growth. This is evolution. The Zebec Nation has already become something special, but what's coming next is going to hit different. Strap in, stay locked. We're just getting started. Be sure to catch this week's episode dropping soon with our community spotlight of the week, Crypto Star Rail. So shout out to the Zebec Nation podcast. It's already episode 3 tomorrow, ZBCN. Let's freaking go. 10 a.m. Eastern time. So 9 a.m., I guess. Not a deep dive, but for the people in the back, it's you. Zebec Network PayFi takeover. This is 3 coins showing strength right now. Caspa, Tau, and ZBCN all breaking resistance. And this is where the
new local highs. Now it's time to pay attention. We're at resistance barriers.
Is there not a link to the video? I just want to link the video, bro. I guess we'll copy the address and save this for later. Oh, wow. So it's going to go back to the X posting, bro. Where's the YouTube video? Keeping it moving. This is my main man, Deepa. What's written in the stars for Zebec in 2026 isn't luck alignment as Zebec Network continues expanding beyond its roots and deepening integrations with networks like Stellar. The path ahead points towards scale adoption and real world dominance. In 2026, it's about momentum, tuning in mass usage, streaming payroll won't just be an idea, it becomes a standard. Businesses begin shifting from outdated payment cycles to real-time flows, and the ZBCN positions itself at the center of the transformation. The stars point to growth through utility, more partnerships, deeper global reach, and stronger bridges between crypto and everyday finance. As infrastructure matures, ZBCN evolves from a promising project into essential financial rails powering how people earn, spend, and live. This is the phase where vision meets reality, where patience meets payoff, where the early believers watch the system they trusted to begin scale across the world. So shout out to my main man. Dang it, they're gonna ping me in this image. I like this weird image with the Zebec logo. Keeping it moving. This is like, comment, and every Zebec post you see. Oh, that's weird. The agentic AI economy needs real time programmable money. AI agents pay for compute, data, pay for APIs, allocate capital, pay for GPUs, compute, allocate capital, stream revenue, and hire humans. And D9 that works with the bank transfers. AID. ACH in credit and economy. So there's Zebec, the financial layer for AI, OpenAI, Microsoft AI agents, Tesla self-driving payments, NVIDIA, pay for GPU compute, AWS automated cloud billing, Coinbase autonomous treasury, real-time money, Ethernets for millions for autonomous agents, OpenAI and NVIDIA, Meta, Palantir, AI, Intrans, Structure, autonomous Apple Pay, and self-driving. Is Zebec the missing link? What do you guys think? I think you might be on to something there. Esco Mo Crypto. This is Rich Culture. Zebec's payroll infrastructure is now native to Stellar ecosystems. This means MoneyGram's 250,000 locations across 170 countries are each cash pickup points for workers earning daily work. A worker may not need a traditional bank anymore. For workers, daily earnings. Circle, Coinbase, Stellar, Solana, Canton, Super App, NetPay, FedNow, ACH, Nacha, Alliance, Super App, and MasterCard is bullish. Streams, earning, and stablecoin USDC receive funds directly into a digital wallet, spend and cash out globally through cards and local pickups. That means a worker paid in USDC can receive funds instantly, and their family can pick up cash minutes later, anywhere from Malaysia to Mexico City. No banks required, no delays. This is where blockchain moves beyond theory and into everyday use. Justian Stellar selects Zebec as the global stablecoin payroll infrastructure provider. Stellar has officially chosen the Zebec HQ as a global stablecoin payroll infrastructure provider, marking the first native payroll streaming deployment. So we'll see that. This is a Zebec. To qualify, use the same email from your giveaway and sign up when purchasing. The winners will be announced March 31st. To celebrate Zebec's debut at XRP Vegas, we teamed up with Tangent on a limited edition XRP Vegas Tangent Zebec Network cold wallet. Each wallet purchase unlocks 5 extra entries into a all expense paid trip to Vegas. That's weird. A limited edition Vegas XRP Vegas. That's weird. Well, where does it say Vegas at though? I don't see where it says Vegas anywhere. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, no. Oh, this one does say XRP. But does it say Oh, it does say Vegas. I'm tripping. Oh, dang. A limited edition Vegas, fool. Limited edition Vegas, fool. I'm going to have to grab that up later. I'm glad I waited. That's worth getting. Just the Vegas one. I can't wait. This is XRP. I'm trying to get to the postings from the weekend. Went kind of wild on the weekend, right? Just to let people know, bro. BTM is back. Streaming payroll changes everything for people the traditional system forgot. Not everybody lives near a bank. Not everybody can stop work, travel hours, stand in line, and wait for days to get paid. With streaming payroll, people in remote areas can receive money digitally faster and with fewer barriers. This means the work keeps going and the future gets a little closer. So you can see these guys are building a bridge. If you didn't really pay attention, I guess this is the remote side. But it's like they're remote and this guy is getting paid Zebec tokens on the job, which I think will be a real big catalyst for Zebec. This is something else I made. I wanted the trucks, couldn't really find anything else. Global financial movement meets real payroll utility. That's the power of Stellar and Zebec. This is how crypto starts looking like infrastructure, not just a trade. The future is being built right now. Conviction. So shout out to everyone that got liked this video and reposted. Keeping it moving. This is why the partnership matters. Stellar global payment rails, Zebec real-time payment and money movement. Put them together and you get a utility with scale. That's the kind of setup that we wake the whole market up for. And this is weird. Not now. This is weird. So this is payroll. So they're carrying the payroll payload. And yeah, I was supposed to do it going up the mountain. I'm not 100% sure why they're going in opposite directions. Seemed like they would. I don't know. The original one's up the mountain, but they couldn't get the freaking payroll word right. And they kept misspelling it. So I just put another prompt in, and this is what I got. I think it's pretty cool. Put a fire and emoji in the chat if you like that. So this is a Zebec as well. Stellar brings the speed. You see the speed boats? Zebec brings real-time payroll utility. This is not hype. This is a powerful combo. First money. This is not hype. This is a powerful combo. First money, real use case, big vision. This is how you build something the market can't ignore. So this is supposed to be I guess the speedboat was dragging the Zebec yacht, but it looks like they're pulling something else here. So maybe this is the payroll, which is kind of weird because there's no strings to this guy. So I'm not 100% sure what the AI was supposed to be doing here, but I think it still came out pretty cool. So let me know in the comments. And this is the conviction stands. The convictions mean staying locked in before the crowd understands. We are early. Zebec Network's taking over. Nothing can stop us. And if you remember this from the Wolf of Wall Street, this guy was all the way locked in, right? Locked in and ready to go, baby. This guy was supercharged. Shout out. I think that was, I can't remember this guy's name. I want to say Gordon Gecko, but I don't know if that was the Wolf of Wall Street or uh Wall Street the movie. I think it was Wall Street the movie. I don't know. Keeping it moving. The weak see delays, the strong see destiny. Still early, still building, still a Zebec. And this is 18. Let's get it. And this is one of my favorite pictures. Whoever made this picture, I'm not trying to jack your picture, but I think it's awesome. Let's be clear. Conviction is not for the weak. Conviction's holding steady when the timeline gets loud. Conviction is knowing what you hold, even when the market acts confused. We're not late. We're not done. We're early. Zebec is positioning for something bigger than most people can even see right now. And when the dust settles, the same people laughing today will be asking how they missed it. Nothing can stop us now. Not even some kids are saying they're going to the FBI, right? The FBI didn't call me, so I'm not sure what happened, but you must have been sadly mistaken. But either way, I guess the FBI didn't think it was that big of a deal. I don't know. But I do know this is like one of the coolest pictures from a Zebec. Shout out whoever created it because I'm constantly posting it. But when I get rich and famous, I'm going to make this a picture. And shout out to the original artist. If you know who it is, tag them in the actual picture. And this is, they say the move, they said move in silence. And that's exactly what the Zebec Network is doing. While people panic over who posted what when, we're watching the bigger players unfold real time. Real utility, real movement, real conviction. Some of y'all want instant validation. We want domination. Bro, we were taking over. We're freaking taking over. We're still early. Zebec is building. Zebec is growing. And Zebec Network is taking over. Nothing can stop what's already in motion. And of course, this is our pirate ship dropping gold nuggets everywhere because we're overloaded with gold. And this is the Zebec. So this is what up, Peter? What's good, fellas? A Zebec to a penny in no time. You don't say. Not trying to get on your last nerve, but we off that Zebec AI bullcorn. If you say so, bro, we still live, bro. We all the way live. Jeffro, it's funny you was talking about it, then all of a sudden you dropped, and you and this other guy got weird. But no worries, bro. We're gonna keep pushing, right? Either get on the train or get ran over, right? The train stops for no man. We're not gonna shut it down. We're gonna keep rolling, right? But don't come back crying in a couple months when Zebec starts pumping like we were here the whole time. No, you weren't. We were Zebec Nation. No, you don't, right? It's funny, people will fud something and then try to come back and switch it up. Nah, bro. Cancel Christmas, bro. But we'll keep rolling, right? We're not gonna do anything. And no, I didn't hear anything back from Stellar. But that's a good thing, right? Stellar didn't say take it down or you guys made it up or that's not true. Stellar didn't say anything, which means Stellar must be okay with it. So I don't know what the FBI is thinking about or what you guys had mentioned, but I didn't get a call from those guys either. So somebody's wasting a lot of time, and it ain't me, right? but we're gonna keep it pushing. What's going on, Peter? What's going on, Days? Nah, bro. It moves fast. Moves at the speed of crypto, bro. You definitely backed the wrong horse. So I don't know what to tell you, Slick. But gonna keep it moving. Zebec Stellar is official, obviously, right? If it wasn't, these guys would have been set. That's what I don't understand. If there is an announcement, right? If somebody says we partnered with IBM, you best believe IBM is going to be on here before the day is up talking about there's no partnership, right? So I don't know. But no news is good news, right? If there was a problem, these guys would have been on here before the freaking post stopped. So I don't know. I guess some of these kids are new to crypto and don't know how crypto works. Or don't know how the market works. But I can guarantee you, if you post something that ain't real, you're gonna get some reactions quick. It's not gonna take no 3 or 4 days. It ain't gonna take no in the works, bro. They're gonna give you a call and tell your ass to take it down. I posted several things, and within minutes, they contact you. Please believe. There is no delay. There is no we're in motion. There is no what is that, bro? Within seconds, you're gonna get a response. There's not gonna be no delay. There's not gonna be no that's not true or if in the third, bro. Within seconds, you're gonna get a response. And it's gonna take no time. That I can guarantee you. Within seconds, guys. Within seconds. Keeping it moving. This is I like this XRP Vegas wallet. That might be actually pretty cool. Oh man, why does this always freaking close when I'm just trying to look at it? Looks like Zebec is still pumping up 9.1% on the day to the 0024. That's the 4 hour. Coming back to the 15-minute chart. Got a couple green candles. Look at the 45-minute chart. Looks still bullish on the 45-minute. So let's click to a video. Let's see what this fool Lee the Captain has to say.
Is financial advice. But Zebec literally in a blog post, they even straight up mentioned this. What do I mean by this? In terms of what's being built, they say at a high level, Zebec will enable businesses to pay employees and contractors on Stellar in real time by the second. Now, what does this mean? First of all, this is like harping on the aspect of payrolls when it comes to Zebec because that is one of its focuses, and more specifically, instant payrolls. Now, let me explain a little bit as to what I mean by this, right? Like, for instance, when I was working back in college, I would get paid every 2 weeks. I was working at like a buffet and I also worked at a concert hall, like a stadium. But besides that point, I would get paid like every 2 weeks, right? But the thing is, if it's instant payrolls, the keyword is instant, right? Do I have to wait? If it's instant, then probably not, right? I probably don't have to wait that long. So the thing is this is, I think, gonna kind of change the landscape a little bit because, first of all, we do know that Stellar has amazing popularity. It's very well known. The adoption is way better than Zebec. So again, if Zebec can enable businesses to pay employees and contractors on Stellar in real time, that's a total game changer, in my opinion. That right there, I think, really showcases kind of the impact maybe of what this partnership could be when it comes to Zebec and as well as Stellar, right? Because of course, people like to tell me that no one really wants instant payrolls. And I kind of get an argument in regard to this because when I was working back in college and I worked at a buffet and again, a concert hall or stadium or whatever I would even like to call that. But besides that point, when it comes to that, some of my friends out there wouldn't probably like instant payrolls in my opinion, because I even talked about this back then. Of course, I didn't know anything about Zebec back then, but I'm just saying, like, we were kind of discussing randomly, oh, what happens if it was instant? We didn't have to wait 2 weeks. I had a friend, I remember, he literally like didn't want that to happen because he thought that if that was the case, then he would probably, not be as wise in terms of spending his income in terms of like, paying for rent or, kind of that budgeting part where he felt like if he got it, instantly for every day that he worked, he thought that he would just spend it all and not really save up for rent, which I kind of get that argument in a sense, right? Sure, sometimes a delayed, I guess payroll could, I guess, foster wiser decisions in some cases, at least from what my friend alluded to. I totally understand that, but that's not always going to be the case. Some people want it instantly, right? However, I think the amazing thing about this is that now there's the option, either payrolls or instant payrolls, right? Or should I say traditional payroll style or instant payrolls? It gives the option. Does it mean that every single person or enterprise out there would be a fan of instant payrolls? Probably not. Some of them may not be a fan of this. However, at least there's the option, right? That's the way to take a look at it. Is everyone gonna, only buy a Toyota? I don't think so. There's other options. There's Nissan, there's, Rivian and all this. So at the end of the day, there's options, right? My kind of perspective is that when it comes to this, it just gives more options. It doesn't mean that people would care about it, but still, the option is there, in my opinion. And if I think about it as well, doesn't this indirectly, I guess, improve the use case when it comes to Stellar? Which, some people might be thinking, whoa, how does this make sense? Stellar has a better use case than Zebec. They like to say this. But in this specific instance, I feel like this does actually improve Stellar a little bit. The reason why is because, again, if it enables businesses to pay employees and contractors on Stellar in real time by the second through Zebec, basically, right? Isn't that a good thing? I think, first of all, that improves the fundamentals of Stellar. I really do believe that, which may seem kind of far-fetched because Zebec is just way smaller than Stellar, but I really do think that at the end of the day. So I think it's actually a pretty awesome thing. And if anything, this partnership is going to bring more fans, I think, in my opinion, towards Zebec through Stellar. Stellar is very popular, way more fans, better adoption than Zebec. So if anything, I think this could only mean good things when it comes to Zebec. In terms of the attention, didn't do much when it comes to the price charts, despite the slight recovery. When it comes to ZBCN, it's still way down when compared to moments in 2025. I'm totally aware of that. But at the same time, for me, what I want to focus on is just the importance of this partnership and the long-term impacts that this could have, right? Because this is not going to be instant. It's not going to showcase things instantaneously. Sometimes this takes time. Keep in mind, sure, there's an option for businesses to, again, have an aspect of instant payrolls for employees and contractors on Stellar in real time through this alleged Zebec partnership. But at the end of the day, that sort of adoption where a lot of businesses really gravitate towards something like that, that could take, in some cases, many years, right? So it's not necessarily something which I feel like, it has to kind of hypothetically affect the price charts of ZBCN or not, it's a failure. No, I don't think so. I think this type of stuff right here is more so of like a slow moving thing, right? It's going to take quite a while to really showcase the impact of it. But once it does, sometimes it kind of creates that snowball effect. So I do like seeing this overall. And if we think about it as well, Zebec, it's not necessarily doing so bad as a project. I mean, sure, people like to say, who cares about this? But we have to consider the cumulative partnerships that Zebec has had in the past. Like, for instance, we take a look at Algorand, right? That was a pretty massive thing right there. Not to mention, we take a look at what Zebec did in terms of the cards in regard to Bonk. Bonk is a pretty popular meme on Solana, which I get it. It's not like, I guess, the most impressive thing of all time, but I think if anything, that showcases the diversity of something like Zebec, right? It showcases how they're willing to branch out. And also at the same time, I think it showcases how they're not like a one-trick pony, right? They have a lot of things up their sleeve, so to speak, in terms of the fundamental side of things. So I do like seeing overall what I've, I guess, witnessed when it comes to Zebec so far. So at the end of the day, keep in mind as well, right? Zebec recently released their super app. So there's a lot of things going on when it comes to Zebec, really. That's the way you take a look at it. And keep in mind, this is just kind of like a small taste, in my opinion, because first of all, the sentiment of this space as of right now isn't doing the best. A lot of projects out there, they aren't necessarily looking for new partnerships anyways, but Zebec's doing all of this right now. So imagine what it's going to do later if the market picks up again. Imagine the things that they could do moving forward after years of Zebec being more well known, after the popularity increases, after there's more notoriety, right? I feel like hypothetically, sometimes the way you take a look at it, this might just very well be the appetizer, just the beginning. We haven't really seen the main course yet in terms of maybe what it could do, because Zebec, it gained like most of its popularity, in my opinion, just last year. I really do believe that. So this is just kind of the start of it. We're not.
So again, we're not late, guys. We are still early. Zebec is still warming up. Most people don't even know what it is. I talk to people all the time, and they're like, "What's Zebec? Right? What does it do? Payroll processing. How does it do that? Right? So it's still new in the market. So it still has a long way to go. But we will see once Zebec starts working what it can do. Voting for the mobile app, $1 is early. Yeah, I'm saying it's a lot of people that don't even know and not even sure. And when it does start to run, like he says, it's going to take time, right? It took Bitcoin 10 years. Zebec has only been around 2 years. And people are like, oh man, Zebec's not doing anything. Bro, it's only been around 2 years. Name another project that's doing what Zebec is doing within 2 years.
Even a year
Don't worry, I'll wait.
removed from ZBCN reaching around a 500 million market cap. Granted, there's a pullback, but ZBCN less than a year ago reached around a 500 million market cap, by the way, right? So that was like a small taste of what ZBCN could do
in the first year, right? $500 million market cap in the first year, right? This ain't no meme coin. We're not talking about meme coins. We're not talking about a meme coin. We're talking about utility tokens. What other token reached 500 million in the first year, months after being, right? If it wasn't for the market downturn, Zebec might be close to the $1 billion market cap already, right? They're already almost at 100,000 holders. And think about it. When it hits 100,000 holders and there's no more unlocks happening, the price is going to really start pumping, guys. It ain't going to take a whole lot with 100,000 holders to push it over the 1 cent mark and even on up to $1.
in terms of the popularity, but it was just very recent. So if anything, I think these partnerships that we're seeing when it comes to Zebec, it could just very well be the beginning, maybe, right? Because we haven't really seen Zebec become popular for like 5 years or something like that. We haven't seen that. We've seen Stellar be popular for many, many years. We've seen Stellar be popular for like over 6 years at this point, But we have
Right. Zebec's only been 2 years, right? You're comparing Stellar, which has been around years, and XRP, which has been around since 2017. Bitcoin's been around since like 2007, maybe, to something that's only been around maybe 18 months. I mean, really, what's with all the weird comparisons? And what's with all the hate, right? It's like folks woke up ready to hate on Zebec for reasons unknown, right? I don't know what you mad at, bro. Why are you mad at Zebec? Jeff Rowe and this other guy that's been disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. I guess he's still talking to the FBI. I don't know what happened, but why are you guys mad at Zebec? Did Zebec take your girlfriend? Did Zebec storm out on you? Did Zebec cause a car accident? I don't understand why you guys are angry at a cryptocurrency that's a utility, right? I don't understand. Did you lose your money on a meme coin? You lose your Zebec investment in a meme coin scam? I don't understand, bro. I don't understand where's the hate coming from. What up, Hitter All Day? Hitter All Day is in the house. I see Jeffro hating. Yep, is back with nothing else to do. But I know one thing. Somebody's going to be looking funny if we and Zebec starts pumping, right? These guys
haven't
are going to
seen
be
that when it
looking
comes to Zebec. So this is why
really sad when Zebec hits that 500 million market cap, 600 million market cap, goes over to the billions, right? And it starts pumping in price. and you could have got in now when it was cheap versus hating and losing your money on some meme coins that ain't nobody even looking at or whatever you're investing in. I don't know. You guys seem to not like too much of anything. So I don't even know if you're even investing. You guys might be pulling that. What's this? What's that guy's name? Oh my God, Matt, Steve. What was that guy's name? I can't remember. What was his name? Matt or something? Matt Lucas. Matt Lucas didn't even invest in crypto. Was making videos and cartoons and songs. That clown disappeared so quick. So whatever is clever, keeping it moving back to the regularly scheduled program. Now let's get into the biggest part of the stream, the token unlock update. A Zebec's official tokenomics post says the final scheduled token unlock is set for March 26th. It is March 26th. We have passed the final token unlock, so the sky is the limit. This marks the conclusion of the early stage token allocations. Let me finish this video. And it reflects ZBCN's transition into a mature utility-driven phase of the network. This is a huge line because crypto tokens unlock matters. Sometimes a project gets a great story, but the token keeps getting crushed because new supply keeps hitting the market. That kills momentum. That can limit upside. That can make every rally feel temporary. But Zebec is now framing the situation very differently. With the final token unlock completed, Zebec will operate within a fully deflationary framework with token buybacks driving supply concentration and no new supply entering the market. This is the line bulls care about because now the story becomes no more scheduled unlocks overhang, buybacks linked to actual product revenues, demand potentially tied to payroll and real world usage, and clearer token structure going forward. And Zebec also says that buybacks are linked to revenue from payroll, cards, and partner contracts, with buybacks executed on a regular cadence. It adds buyback volume has grown to a annualized rate of over 70% since the program began. That's actually the kind of update long-term holders want to hear because now the token story is no longer wait for dilution. It now becomes watch whether utility can grow faster than available supply. Talking point to Rift live delivery. This is why the unlock matters so much, not because unlocks news is sexy, but because token structure changes everything. If a token has a constant new supply coming in, you need massive demand just to hold the line. But the supply pressure falls away. The network starts scaling products at the same time. That's when things can get interesting. This is the final unlock catalyst here, or is Stellar move bigger? Is the final unlock the biggest catalyst here, or is the Stellar move bigger? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. What is this? Iter all day. What's bullish on Jeffro other than memes? Right. You look at tokenomics and no, you push it. Dave knows what's up. Respectfully, I know you're not a bad guy, bro. What tokens are you into, guy? Jeffro, what tokens are you looking at? Let's just get some perspective here. What are you talking? What are you looking at? What are you watching?
I'm still kind of like a bit curious as to what I could see moving forward. But at the end of the day, to me, I just thought it was pretty cool. So I felt like talking about it because a lot of people like to ask me, oh, what's being built when it comes to this in regard to the Stellar partnership. So again, Zebec did clarify that in a blog post. So I felt like talking about that. However, again, I am not telling anyone to do anything. It's just been a pretty quick update because I am such a fan of this partnership. However, only time will tell what future partnerships they could have. Again, I've always thought about the Ripple one potentially being a good partnership as well. We'll wait and see. Also, I mentioned actually in like another Zebec video that I made, I would also like an XDC partnership, right? Why not?
That would be. I don't know because he doesn't talk about anything, right? So it'd be kind of strange. It would be cool if there was something, but again, we don't know if he's not telling us anything. So again, what are you into, my guy? Not really responding well. Doesn't really bode well for your project if you don't even talk about a project, right? You're in crypto with no crypto. What's really going on? Are you another what is that? Martin Lucas? What's that guy? Martin, was it Martin? What was his name? I cannot remember to save my, what was his name? Something Lucas. XRP ISO. Okay. Look at the tokenomics. Oh man. Why is this freaking, that's some bullshit. Freaking camera. Look at tokenomics. You don't all the supply and circle. Why can't ZBIC reach $1 one day? I'm not saying this year or next year, but one day it can happen. XRP ISOs. Zebec is an ISO. Dude, you're lost. Zebec is an ISO for a little bit. Okay, that's weird. I don't even know what you're talking about, but that's weird. But you know that Zebec works with XRP. I don't know how you could talk Zebec or talk XRP and not talk Zebec. That's kind of weird. But
ladies and gentlemen,
keep
boys
it
and girls, how
moving.
my snipers doing today?
I'm
Hope you
buying
guys are
Zebec, but I'm
doing
actually a little bit
fantastic.
nervous because we're almost seeing two completely different charts based on what's actually going on the Zebec chart, based on what's actually happening in the macro environment, which of course you always have to consider when you are looking at crypto altcoins. So I want to talk to you today specifically about kind of what I'm seeing with Zebec, why I think it's so strong and so bullish. But
yes, that's him, that clown Martin Lucas, which was hilarious. I wonder if Jeffrey's working with Martin Lucas. I wonder if he is actually Martin Lucas in disguise. You know, like they have on what was that? What's that called? My kids watch it all the time. What is that called? Scooby Doo, where they be like the unmasked, and it's Martin Lucas talking in Jeffro. No problem, bro. I'm leaving this guy alone. It's hard to explain anything to a guy like that. No problem. We got to get back to business anyway. So peace and hair grease, my guy. Thanks for joining. But we are trying to get back to business here. What the freak, man? Oh man, why is this? I don't know. But let's get back to the video.
also what we're seeing in the overall market and why, even though despite all of this bullish information, we still might see the trade not play out like you would normally otherwise expect in a vacuum. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to check all of it out and look at kind of where some of these risks might lie, and then also some of the upside that we could see potentially from Zebec as well. So let's go ahead, we'll take a look. First off, going into the Zebec chart, you'll see a couple of different things going on that in my opinion are really, really good news. So we are looking at the hourly just to get a little bit more of the detail of what's gone on after this recent pump. Again, we were talking about this pump here in our kind of recent videos about probably 4 or 5 days ago. We'd mentioned that the Bollinger Bands had squeezed super tightly and that this had to be a kind of a setup for some level of breakout in some direction. Now, again, given some of the positive things we'd seen out of Zebec, I figured it would be more likely than not that it would go to the upside, but of course there are no guarantees in life. So we went ahead and took the trade on BTCC. Again, getting in about in this range and getting out around here. Didn't quite nail the top. Where it was looking actually for a little bit of a, kind of a move past this range. We got rejected here. Again, didn't quite pull the top, but still a pretty nice trade, making almost 300%, which was a really, really good trade overall. Now what you'll see right now is a kind of bull flag type of situation.
Okay, that's weird. Shit. What up, heavy hitter? What up, brother? What up, BTM? My Zebec Network Nation, let's go. Heavy, what's good, man? Chilling, brother. What's going on with your heavy hitter? And I might join the Zebec Nation tomorrow at, I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern, so it's 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But let's get back to the video and be right back.
Forming. I have kind of two things that I'm looking at primarily. The first one is, can we get back in touch towards the bottom of this bull flag? Maybe that's a good thing. We have actually seen on this green chart, or on this green line, if we go out to the daily, price has been essentially rejected at this green line for the past like several months, initially starting back in May of 2025. It was first rejected in May. That's kind of what set the top. And then it was rejected again in August, rejected several times in kind of the October timeframe, and then of course rejected again back in January. This is the first time, if you look, that we're actually seeing kind of a break and retest, which is why, in my opinion, this bull flag is so important to make sure that we continue to see kind of this retest, hold, and then bounce from this level. If we see that, this could be an absolutely insane entry for Zebec. Again, in my opinion, I am not kind of, I can't tell the future. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but just from a technical setup, hopefully you can pretty clearly see why this would be an insane move to catch. Again, if the breakout hold, that is really kind of the key point here. And so I'm looking at a couple of different things to really kind of analyze if this could happen. First off, again, holding above this green line would be great. I think it's less consequential at the hourly mark. I think it's more consequential at the daily that we see this hold. On the hourly, really what I'm looking for, more so than holding above this green trend line, is more about making sure that this bull flag forms properly. And then again, hopefully a breakout to the upside here. That is really kind of what I am keeping a close eye on and what I'm going to be monitoring. I do have a trade kind of opened up towards the bottom of this bull flag, essentially assuming we kind of get back to the bottom, take another dip here, and then look for a move to the upside. If we see a breakout of the bull flag as well, that's when I would take another trade. But those are kind of the two options that I'm looking at right now in terms of kind of having trades open. And then, of course, buying, kind of spot on, DCA, stuff like that. That is also, kind of, in my opinion, is probably a decent time. Again, if we see one of those two things happen, a retest of the bottom that is held or a breakout of this bull flag, both of those would be fantastic times because we'd be seeing Zebec go a lot higher from here. Now, again, this is all rosy. This all sounds amazing. What is the possible downside? Well, we'll get into that here in a second. Of course, like I said, if you are looking to get in, buy some Zebec DCA spot, or even just start to do some trading, you can feel free, of course, to use my link in the description to BTCC. That is where I have been trading Zebec. It's actually where I have orders open right now based on kind of some of those things that I was telling you about. And then, of course, the 10% bonus on your first time deposits can be a really, really nice bonus if you are looking to get in and have a place to start trading anyway. Anything above 500 USDT, you get that 10% bonus on, which is awesome, as well as extra bonuses of up to $10,055 per user. No VPN, no KYC, also access to tokenized stocks, Forex, commodities, all that type of stuff. So if you're looking to trade oil, you're looking to trade gold, as well as all of your crypto stuff, BTCC is a great place to do that. Also have links to other Go ahead and cut out at I also, and then I'll restart from there. I also have links to other exchanges in the description as well if you tend to prefer others over BTCC. But again, really, really strong offers we've got out on offer for many different exchanges. Now, I want to go over and talk about the Zebec Network, some major updates happening over the past few days. The most recent one being you can now actually buy Zebec on crypto.com and people can buy it in a tax-free IRA account. So this is really, really big for US users, US holders, people that are wanting to even just gain access or exposure to Zebec as a whole, or kind of start leveraging maybe some of their self-directed IRA funds into something like Zebec could be a really, really interesting option. So again, that is for people in the US. It's going to expand access. It's going to expand kind of investment options and just overall just accessibility and ease of use for the Zebec network. So that is really, really cool. The other probably even bigger news that we've seen is that Stellar.org has selected Zebec as its global stablecoin payroll infrastructure provider for the Stellar ecosystem. This is awesome because, of course, Stellar has strong connections to XRP. Also, Stellar is doing its own thing. The XRP and Stellar and Ripple and that whole kind of community is incredibly strong. And so I think that that is going to bring a lot of really strong visibility for the Zebec network. I think it's going to be really cool to see exactly, kind of what happens there and what ends up going on. You can see here, they also have a link to kind of give you some more info on the partnership with Stellar. So feel free to take a look at that. Again, this is just on Zebec's main channel. As I've mentioned before, Zebec does a really great job of keeping people updated. They're constantly shipping. They're constantly bringing out kind of new news and updates and things like that, looking really, really awesome. And so in my opinion, I do think that Zebec, just even though it's been a really rough market, and even though we're seeing a lot of really, really kind of bad things happen all at once, I think that if we can zoom out and look long term, we could see some crazy stuff happening for Zebec. And so that is what I personally am looking at. And I'm trying to kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture rather than just what we might be seeing today, tomorrow, next week, all of that type of good stuff. But I did want to talk about the thing that does kind of worry me, particularly in the short term. Again, long term, I don't think this is a concern at all. But short term, it is a worry that I do consider quite frequently. And that is, what is going on in the rest of the market? Well, if you look at the Bitcoin chart here, you will see kind of exactly what's happening. We are in another ascending channel, almost kind of fully confirmed by the fact that we recently got to the top of this channel, got immediately rejected, and have been sent down to support levels since then. We just barely broken over that kind of major 72,000, 73,000 resistance, and then immediately got rejected and could not establish support there. We're now back to a little bit more reliable level of both support and resistance, which has been at like the 69K range. You can see here, undecided on if we hold this level of support or not. If we do not hold this level of support, the next one would be down at 62K, or potentially we could get up by this ascending currently in. Again, who knows if we will actually get held up or not, but that would be the 65K range is where we could potentially see that bounce. Again, though, we are in an ascending channel. As we saw kind of in the November to January timeframe, these usually break out to the downside at some point. And so we could expect a move lower, maybe finding 58K, maybe even going down into the 40s or mid to low 40s, potentially, depending on what we see. So that is kind of the overall kind of macro view, right? Not really looking super good for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to collapse, we probably see the rest of the crypto market sell off with it, which of course would throw off this Zebec trade in a meaningful way if that were to happen. That is really kind of the key risk that I'm thinking about in the short term with Zebec. Now, how do you prevent against that? Well, the major thing is don't be trading with insane leverage, right? If you can't afford to get liquidated, then don't trade with leverage. If you buy spot, even if this kind of breaks out, we go further to the downside, we see Zebec continue to sell off, all this type of stuff happens. Well, if you're not trading on any sort of leverage, then it's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're trading on, 10x, 15, 20, 50, 100, however many X's of leverage that you want to trade on, this type of move would certainly liquidate you. And it could have taken what would have been a winning trade over a long enough period of time into something that almost immediately liquidates you. So I generally tend to try to work between both keeping a very small kind of bag that I can use for some of that higher leverage trading. Again, I consider this to be a very, very small portion of my overall portfolio. That way, if something happens and the price kind of doesn't move my way in the short term, some of that headline risk that can add legitimate concerns to your liquidation possibilities. If something like that happens, it's really not kind of impacting my overall long-term portfolio, which is stacking really quality projects like Zebec. And so overall, those are the things that I'm kind of seeing in the market right now. If you'd like me to dive on into anything in a little bit more detail, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. I do read and respond to all of those. So if you want me to see or hear anything, that would be the best way to do it. I'm always open and looking for feedback. So I do appreciate all of your comments. Also, if you found the information in the video useful, of course, you know what to do. I really, really appreciate all of the support. And if you are looking to trade or DCA or whatever, I do, of course, have those exchange links in the description below as well. Weeks and BTCC are kind of two of my preferred partners. Both have done very, very well for me. And also, I tend to actually have some of the best offers as well for you guys if you're looking for some bonuses to get signed up. So that's what I have overall. Thank you so much.
So shout out to Cade. I don't know. I like the mustache. Think you look better without the mustache.
Welcome back to ZBCN Today,
whatever.
the channel where we cut through the noise and focus on.
Where is this? There's another video.
Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another episode of Grow Rich, Grow Happy, that place where we follow the breadcrumbs to wealth. I wasn't even going to do a video today, but I knew it was going to be a partnership announcement from Zebec. We talked about it yesterday. A lot of you guys down in the comments, you had all kind of thoughts on it, and they all were good, but only some of you were correct. That's right, guys. Stellar. Zebec announced their Stellar partnership. You know what Stellar is, XLM, guys. Major, OG, original gangster when it comes to cryptocurrency. Up there with the likes of XRP, they was once, their founders were once together. You know the story on that, the backstory. But we're going to talk about that when I woke up this morning, I received a text message from my guy, Jay Razzo, extraordinary blockchain journalist. And he says, check your inbox. I have something for you.
So, just for the slower people in the room, Zebec has a UK address because they needed to get EU compliant. They have address in Europe and an address in the US. Guess you guys didn't finish your research there, Slick. Bro, nobody's even watching your videos. Nobody. Thank you for your attention to the matter. We might check it out, but we probably won't. Much as I love wasting time, we're probably gonna pass that. On hood, what hood, bro? What do you know about anything? What do you know about a hood, bro? Stop it. You're just embarrassing yourself, guys. Just stop. Please stop while you're ahead. But keeping it moving, going back over to the trading sniper.
Today, we're going to be talking about the one, the only, legendary, you guessed it,
What up,
Zebec
Pip?
Network.
What's going on with your fam?
Listen, we have...
Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And for some reason, this camera just is not getting the background. I don't know. But we will shut it down. We're going to finish this video and off to the gym.
some news to talk about. We also have a few things to speculate and some things to talk about from a different type of perspective as well. You know me, I'm super, super high on this crypto. I genuinely do believe that this is going to be the best crypto when it comes to the return to, the return ratios, risk to reward as well. And to be honest, I'm just super, super excited to see how the future of Zebec will be playing out. All right. Anyways, let's just jump right into this. So here we have Zebec saying to celebrate Zebec's debut at XRP's Las Vegas, we've teamed up with Tangum on a limited edition XRP Las Vegas Tangum X Zebec Network cold wallet. Each wallet purchase unlocks +5 extra entries into our all expenses paid XRP Las Vegas trip giveaway. So I don't know about you guys, right? I don't know about you guys, but to me, it does seem like, they're really, really double downing on these giveaways related to the whole XRP Las Vegas trip. And it could just be nothing. It could just be nothing. But to me personally, I feel like they're really trying to give an extra hint or two that something big is going to happen between XRP and Zebec, right? And it's funny enough that, when this convention does happen, that it's basically going to be a year since more or less a year, a little bit less, um, since the whole XRP Zebec, collaboration news was a thing, right? Back in May of last year, it was also kind of the same thing where, one of the reasons Zebec pumped super heavily is because there was a lot of speculations, with XRP and Zebec. So yeah, man, I'm super, super excited. For me, like I said, this does indicate that I think there's going to be something bigger than just these giveaways. I think there's going to be a huge, huge announcement regarding Zebec and XRP. Listen, something I do want to talk about is actually the beginning of this video right over here. Now, this could be nothing, but this could be something, right? People have actually speculated that, when we look at this and we play it, these X's, right? These X's could either indicate Twitter, which is called X now, or XRP future announcement. Okay, now it might literally be nothing. Okay, it might be nothing. It could be just the classic Zebec X Stellar, right? Zebec X Stellar partnership, or it could be another minor hint at XRP collaboration. I could be reaching, but with the way Zebec has just been tweeting and announcing all of this stuff related to XRP and Zebec, the giveaways and the Tangam wallet now and etc. Yada yada yada. I mean, just never know. Remember, these people, they can't say what's happening, they can't say what's going to happen. They could give minor hints here and there. They could like a tweet or do little hints. All you got to remember, all this stuff is the real deal. There's contracts, I'm sure there's NDAs and everything else involved. So you just have to remember that. You just have to remember that. Anyways, right? If you do want this, right, make sure to go purchase it. Right, boom. Zebec crypto wallet pre-orders right over here, and also make sure to do the giveaway. One thing I do want to talk about is basically how we can see we did have XLM pick Zebec as a stable coin, payroll provider with 50 million people via MoneyGram. And listen, right? You guys have to realize that this is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning. And you have to realize that, there's going to be many, many more of these types of collaborations. Yeah, like I said, I would not be surprised if, XRP does one of these. I would not be surprised if there's other cryptos as well that would do these type of integrations. So I'm really, really excited to see the future of Zebec. It is extremely, extremely bright. And I'm super, super also happy that we are kind of near the end of March. And I overall expect quarter two to be very nice for crypto. Worst case scenario, maybe a little bit slow initially, but I do think quarter two and quarter three are going to be like kind of the recoveries and pumps, to get us up back to those prices where we were and to even start expanding, right? I really, really do personally believe that. And I'm just super, super excited to see how the future of Zebec holds. Another thing that I do want to talk about, I'm going to pull it up right over here, is this, right? You guys have to realize that a lot of people are going to bandwagon when the Zebec price goes up. Okay, it just is how it is. Bitcoin was the second most overbought when it was around $64,000 or something like that last cycle, which was basically near the tops. And it was literally the most oversold, guys, at the bottoms around like 17K, right? You guys have to realize that the human psychology is backwards. The human psychology is backwards when it comes to all of this. And it is what it is, right? It is what it is. That's why people call this a scam, but it's just the fact that they're simply uneducated and don't have enough self-awareness to admit their faults, right? That's why people lose. That's why
straight up and point blank, right? People don't admit when they're wrong. and he end up going too far and just keep going down that rabbit hole, bro. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, which is crazy. We have ample time to jump on the bandwagon, but you wait because everybody knows everything until it's too late, and then you're mad. So then you circle back and double down on more hate while the rest of us are making money. So I don't know, but let's finish this video out, and I'll let you guys roll out. I just make the videos, right? I don't make the product. I just make the videos. So let's see here. Dang, it's a lot of sections. So here's the bottom line. Zebec says the final scheduled token unlock reached the endpoint in March 2026. And the tokenomics summary says Zebec now operates in a fully deflationary framework with no new supply entering the market and buybacks helping drive supply contraction. At the same time, Zebec has announced Stellar selected it to bring the streaming payroll into the Stellar ecosystem, starting with payroll functionality and expanding towards global payout rails using USDC wallets and payout access. And the market is responding, and the Zebec is up on the day when I checked. So now the questions: is this just a hot moment, or is Zebec entering the next real phase of its growth story? Drop your thoughts in the chat. Drop your ZBCN price targets in the comments. And if you want more coverage on Zebec, Stellar, XRP, XLM, and Tau, real utility crypto narratives, hit subscribe right now because the projects with real infrastructure are starting to get loud again. Quick talking points. Final scheduled unlock March 26th. Zebec says Zebec is now fully deflationary framework. Zebec says Stellar selected to bring streaming payroll to the ecosystem. Zebec calls the first narrative deployment outside of Solana. Payroll on Stellar's plan to stream in the USDC and land directly in wallets. Payrolls phased out. First payroll, broader payout rails later. Zebec highlights Stellar, less fees, fast settlement, and Anchor Network, MoneyGram, Cash App.
Ultimately, people lose the lack of education, the ignorance and arrogance all-time high, and then that just equals a recipe for disaster. But yeah, man, guys, prepare for the bandwagon. Prepare for the bandwagon for people.
That's hilarious. Hater all day. That is hilarious. But we'll be there on a boat living it up.
Buying near the tops, prepare for the bandwagon of hate in the future that's going to come once the price starts going back down, as just like every other thing goes back down eventually. Prepare for the bandwagon amount of holders we're going to be getting, right? Just prepare. The fact that you guys show up every single day, right? Or whenever you guys show up consistently, it's very, very good, even during rough times like this, because that means you're consistently, being, up to date with news, up to date with price action, just up to date in general. You are here during the more rough times, but during the rough times, it's usually when you can get the best type of rewards. Okay. There's a reason why everyone always shows up when, prices have gone up so much. Okay. There's just a reason. All right. There's a reason why basically only 3 to 5%, if I'm being really generous, win each cycle. Okay. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Something we are going to be talking about is this, right? We can see we rank 120 out of 8,541 active cryptos. In the last month, we're up basically over 12.5%. In the last week, we're up 20%. And in the last 24 hours, we did see a nice pump of 7.5%. When we go and look at something like the holders, we can see that we are at 98,732 holders. So very, very nice. Very, very nice. Consistently probably going up 50 holders a day in the last couple of days. very, very solid. We should be hitting 99,000 holders this week. And going into April, early April, we should be at 100,000 holders, which is a very, 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 and I mean very nice record.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier too. Before Easter, we should have 100,000 holders. But thanks for joining. What up, New Wave? What's going on with your fam? Zebec token unlocks 100% done. Zebec is fully diluted and blast off in 3, 2, 1. All right, New Wave. Thanks for joining, guys. And as always, don't forget to sign up for the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. And as always, let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. And appreciate all your support. Zebec is no longer a story about potential. Now the token structure's changed too. No more unlock overhang, new stellar expansion, and the market is fully paying attention. This is the moment Zebec shifts from hype to structure. But thanks for joining. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. Miners out.